Boy, do I have news.
So do I. I didn't want to say anything until we were all together, but Harry and I made up, and he asked me to marry him.
Oh, my God!
Wow.
Congratulations!
Sweetie, that's great.
Look at that ring!
I know. He had it made based on the one that Richard Burton gave Elizabeth Taylor.
Well, it is fabulous.
Even more fabulous than your first one.
So, Carrie, what was your news?
Oh, Berger broke up with me on a Post-it.
On a Post-it?
Yep. Read it and weep, my friends.
I'm sorry, I can't. Don't hate me.
Iconic. That was a classic scene from the hit show, HBO show, Sex and the City, the series, which is now streaming on Netflix and has a whole new audience of fans watching for the first time.
I'm rewatching it. It's amazing. Okay, so whether you're an OG fan or you just found the show recently, have you had the chance to spend the evening with the real Carrie Bradshaw? It's coming up. She's a Connecticut native, best-selling author and creator of Sex and the City. Candace Bushnell has a one-woman show coming here to Connecticut next month.
Karen and I had a chance to chat with her about it. Take a look.
Thank you so much for being with us, Candace. I'm so excited about this one-woman show because we know that you love to kiss and tell.
Yes, I do. And in fact, this one-woman show, True Tales of Sex, Success, and Sex and the City, it's the origin story of Sex and the City, how I created Sex and the City, how hard I worked to get there, why I invented Carrie Bradshaw, and what happened to me afterward. And theater goers will find out if there was a real Mr. Big. We also play a game, Real or Not Real, because it turns out that a lot of the guys Carrie dated, I actually dated them too, but it's better or worse than it was on the TV show.
Okay.
So the show is really, it's so much fun. And it's, you know, all kinds of things that, you know, insider stories about Sex and the City. And it's just a great girls' night out.
Candace, in 1995, you met publishing executive Ron Galati. Was that the inspiration behind Mr. Big?
That is the real Mr. Big. Yes, he is the real Mr. Big.
I love
and it's so much fun to be coming to Fairfield because of course I grew up not very far away.
In Glastonbury,
outside
right?
of Hartford.
Yeah.
Yes, Glastonbury.
I know, we're so proud of that. I was actually, because I knew I was going to interview you, I have a group chat with all of my college friends, sorority sisters. I am interviewing Candace Bushnell. What do you want to know? Some of the questions I'm not going to ask on TV, but they all were like, what is life like now post Sex in the City? As a woman in your 50s, you're talking about dating. So what is it like now?
Well, I'm actually in my 60s.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, you look great.
You look amazing.
And thank you, Scott. And I feel like these are still really the Sex and the City years because, first of all, Sex and the City is still on Netflix, which is fantastic. And then we have the spinoff, and Just Like That, so we can really keep up with the characters. And of course, I do a certain amount of dating, a certain amount of, you know, I do some of the dating apps. And it's been interesting because, and it's something that I talk a little bit about on the show, but it's interesting because there are guys of like all ages that are interested in women these days. I mean, I've had like 21-year-old guys and also 92-year-old guys.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
There you go. That was something I was never expecting when I was writing Sex and the City back in the 90s, I can promise you.
Candace, you weren't an overnight sensation. You wrote for years. You even had you started with a children's book that never got published. Can you believe where you are now?
I'm actually thrilled about where I am now. I consider myself very lucky. I'm very grateful. I had just such a wonderful childhood growing up in Connecticut. And I always wanted to be a writer and live in the big city. So I feel like I've managed to accomplish that. And I feel like in a lot of ways I've been able to become my own Mr. Big, which is one of the messages that I give to women. Be your own Mr. Big.
Be your own Mr. Big. Okay, so we have to ask, like, what does Mr. Big think now that he's just, you know, he's the subject of books and shows? Do you ever talk to him?
Well, I actually do talk to him. I usually talk to him about once a year. He lives in Vermont. He has a completely different life. He rides horses and he fixes fences and he drives a big tractor. So he has a completely different life than he did back here in the city. And he's a great guy, and he's been married for a long time.
All right.
So
well, the show.
I feel like if I'd known all of that, I probably would have worked harder to get him.
All right, we love having you. You are an inspiration to so many, and we're so excited because this is a great girls' night.
And a guys' night. Don't kid yourself.
Bring your
And
Mr.
a
Big.
guys' night. Yes,
All right.
it is a guys' night.
The show is
And people in
delightfully,
the audience shout things out, so it's super fun. I love it.
delightfully sprinkled with dishy details. We are so looking forward to the show. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much, guys.
And you can catch Candace's one-woman show, True Tales of Sex, Success, and Sex in the City, on Thursday, December 5th, right at the Fairfield Theater Company. For more information, just visit fairfieldtheater.org. Make your plans. This is going to be awesome.
What a great show.
Amazing. She's incredible. Still ahead on Great Day Connecticut. Holiday happenings at Old Mystic Village. We're learning all about the fun family things they have planned for this most
wonderful time of the year.